I'll call them. Zillow, Open House, I don't care who they are. Put them in there, you can put them in there in the chat and we can rock and roll. I'm gonna have to jump right into it because I think I got a 12 o'clock call I was supposed to make and it's 12:03. So I want to jump right into that. So which means you guys have to be responsive because I can't jump into this until somebody tells me something good. Somebody tell me something good, and now I'm gonna jump right into my calls. What you got? Somebody tell me something good. Tell me something good. Well, I know we all have something good in our worlds. What is that in your world? All right. Well, then I'll tell something good. I just met a bunch of really cool Minnesotians. If you're a cool Minnesotian, say hello. Steven says hello. The rest of you may not be cool. All right. No worries. Hey, Matt says Matt. All right. So, if you could be on video, put yourself on video. You'll notice that you'll get more out of this conversation when you're on video. And I know that you want to get more out of this conversation. So, if it's possible, unless if you're in the shower right now, and I did have that once in one of my presentations, it was interesting. Unless if you're in a shower right now, I'm going to encourage for you to go ahead and place yourself on video. And if you're just not cool with it, that's fine too, right? But I'm asking you to do that because you'll get more out of this conversation, okay? All right, let's go ahead. Hello, Cindy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, Grace, Matt, Caitlin. I think I said hello to everybody. Hopefully, I said hello to you. We're going to go ahead and we're going to jump into our calls. The first call that we're going to make is going to be da 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 da. Sorry, I'm transitioning between things right now, so I didn't have the opportunity to really prep myself to get my leads ready. So it will take me just a second to get my CRM up and running. I am doing that right now, which is another reason why I asked for you to show something good because it buys me a second or two to get situated. But I'm ready to roll. Let's roll. All right. So the first one's called Jim. He was the one I was supposed to call 5 minutes ago. That's a no-no. It looks like he is assigned to one of my agents in Virginia Beach. And for some reason, my CRM is not populating right now. Arno, are you with us?
Yeah, yeah, I'm here.
Pop in who I'm supposed to be calling in here. Mine freaking, or give me Jim's phone number. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here because it's not populating.
Jim Bingham, yeah, I have that issue lately quite often.
Really? Do you
Yeah,
have his number?
I do. Give me 1 second.
Chat it in. Don't say it out loud. Chat it in, please.
I will.
Matt, thanks for being on video. George, thank you for being on video. And then do me a favor, start putting people in there because my CRM's not working and I didn't have a chance to sort of work this out. All right, so while we wait for Arno, oh there, oh shoot, it just populated. I just had it, gosh, and then I hit the refresh. Um, all right, it's populating, it's populating, it's populating. Maybe I need to change my Wi-Fi, my hotspot. No, I got the right hotspot on. There we go. Here we go. Jim, we go. We got Jim. Go ahead, Arno. Set me up. There's supposed to be another like 12:20 call or something like that as well. All right, who this is? This is his name is Jim, and he came in from a We Buy Houses ad. That's one of the things that we do for our clients is we set all that up for them. They're done for you program called the Fix. And I spoke with this gentleman. He's got a 1.2 to 1.3 million. I talked to him last in November, and this is just sort of like a courtesy call at this point. I also talked to him last July. At that point, he was a looky loo. Told him that I would call him after the holidays, and that's where we're calling him right now. Looks like he came into our system July 22nd of last year. That's another thing I want you guys to pay attention to is I'm not just looking for people that are ready to rock and roll today. I'm looking for, I'm willing to follow up with them. Can you guys hear this ringing?
Hello.
Jim, hi, it's Dan Rochon. How are you, sir?
Hey, Dan.
Hey, am I calling you at a bad time?
No.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to connect with you and I know we were talking before the holidays. You were sort of, briefly thinking about things for real estate and see if you're getting closer to possibly doing something.
Yeah, actually, I'm getting further away. I don't think it's going to happen this year.
Oh, okay.
Um, just the way everything else is worked out, and it's hardest thing is to find a place.
Uh-huh.
So, um, and then my wife's got some other things going on, so she was she wants to put the brakes on everything. So, um, my guess is probably the fourth quarter. If we're going to do anything, if we're going to move at all, it'll be the fourth quarter
I got
of
you.
this year.
Okay.
So I know that's not what any realtor wants to hear, but it's just the way it is.
Well, I don't mind hearing. I mean, what I want to hear is, that you guys are, achieving your goals, right? And so even if that's staying put, right? Like, I mean, it's like if you go to a mechanic, right? The mechanic doesn't want to hear that your car's broke, right? But that is how they make money, right? So yeah, so it's all good. It's all good.
But yeah, for calling Milligan Vein Clinic in Crossville, Tennessee.
Okay. What so this is just like some
press
personal
2.
stuff you guys got to go through to be able to be so
Got two daughters that are going to school and two colleges that are 1,200 miles apart, and so
wow.
it's kind of it's like. And then we were going to take a vacation, and my one daughter's going to San Francisco, so she's going to be an orthodontist, and she is a high achiever, shall I say? So we've got to go to San Francisco, then we got to turn around and go to Miami or Nashville. We're not even sure yet.
That's the other
So
daughter. You don't know she's going to go to either Miami or Nashville.
yeah,
Okay.
well, and the problem is we're still waiting on Miami to get back with us.
Mhm.
She's that application's been in there for 4 months
Oh
or
God.
5 months. So, but she's been accepted to Nashville. The problem is that she didn't decide she wanted to be she's going to be a PA, physician's assistant.
Okay.
And so the only good thing about that is it's a 2-year school.
Okay.
Whereas being an orthodontist, you got to go 4 years to dental school. Then they tell you can't do dentistry if you're going to be an orthodontist, which I didn't know.
Really?
Yeah.
It's weird.
And now you could have it under the same business. You just can't do it.
Mm.
So, and I'm sure who knows? I don't know. Maybe that's the orthodontist did that just to make sure they're not going to have too much competition.
Yeah. All
Because
right.
they're only maybe, I think there were 4 new students that were selected for my older daughter's orthodontics class.
Oh wow.
That starts in August 4.
Wow.
And so they don't like a lot. Whereas her dental class at UNC they're 80,
Uh-huh.
per year. So
Huh.
it's orthodontists keep a tight lid on it. So
Yeah.
hopefully by the third or fourth quarter, it gives me a little bit more time to pay my house off too, which I haven't done just because I've been a slacker. But we're probably going to get that done in the next 6 months.
Well, let's do this. Let's reconnect in like say end of second quarter, somewhere along those lines. I know that that may be a little bit premature, but then life changes, that type of thing.
That's true. Well, sure. You can give me a call then. That sounds good.
All right. Well, God bless you, and I'll talk to you in a few months.
All right. Thanks.
All right, bye-bye. Okay, I want to hear feedback from that. Give me 1 second. Okay. Let me read my notes to you, all right? And then I want to hear your feedback. So it won't happen this year. Hardest thing is to find a place. I didn't address that. Um, the wife wants to put the brakes on things, and I'm putting into parentheses brakes on things. And the reason why I'm doing that is because the next time I talk to him, I won't remember he said that, but I will be able to, in that conversation, say, yeah, I know we last talked. Your wife wanted to put the brakes on things. And that's going to allow for me to connect with his world easily, right? Because those are his words, not mine. I also wrote down that he uses the term quarter as if first, second quarter of the year. All right, so I'm putting that down there because those are his words again, not mine. So that when I give him a call, I'll be able to say to him, hey, it's this second quarter. You asked for me to give you a call, right? That's using his words, not mine. Okay, and so now I'm setting it up so that I have a follow-up. Now remember, this guy came into me from July from a We Buy Houses ad. I've never met him, and he's 4 hours from me. I don't even serve his area, but my other agent does, right? So I want you to consider, like, how did you feel that the connection was between me and him? Again, somebody I've never met with in my entire life. I've talked to him on the phone 4 or 5 times. What are you guys' thoughts of where we are in the relationships part of this?
Well, I was going to say,
I think he just
George, I see
recognized
you
you when
talking,
you
but I don't
called.
hear you talking.
I said, I
Maybe. Oh,
just,
shoot. Wait. That's me. That's because I put my thing on. Someone was talking when I was on the phone, so I muted you guys. Sorry. Say that again, George. I didn't hear you.
I said he recognized you. Right
Yeah.
away, even though you haven't met him, he recognized you when you said Dan. He said, "Hey, hi Dan,"
Yeah.
and that was good. And the second thing was you gave him a listening ear about his children's issues with college, which was also very good. Most people want to hear that you care about them. So that
Yeah.
was nice.
And I wrote that down as well, right? I wrote down high achiever going to San Francisco for orthodontist, and then I wrote down the other daughter is getting is going to either Miami or what. I'm not looking at my notes right now, or the second place, Nashville, I think, and that she'll be a PA. Physician's assistant, right? And so I wrote those down as well as I was talking, so that again, I'm not going to remember this when I call them, 3, 4 months from now, right? All right, so I'm going to go ahead. Give me one more aha while I put in my notes here. If somebody has one more aha, that'd be fantastic. What did you
yeah, I
observe?
did.
Go
I
ahead,
did.
Brian.
And I was trying to talk at the same time. I guess it was that George. But anyways, um, he kept saying third and fourth quarter, but you at least said, "Can we touch base next quarter?" So you always want to keep in contact every 90 days, right?
Yeah,
So if you talk to them in the second quarter, you can say, "Well, I can call you next one, see how life is every quarter, right?"
yeah,
And
yeah, and
see if the daughter's either going to Nashville or Miami,
yeah,
right? So there was good enough rapport that he's willing to. He said, "Yeah, do that." Like he wasn't trying to push you away. He was open to the idea
yeah. Why do you think he's open to the idea, by the way?
because of your rapport you built over the last 5 times.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But there's something I think, again, this is about paying attention, right? He gave us a big clue in that conversation. Who picked up on the big clue?
Paying up his house.
Here's the big clue. The wife put the brakes on it. By the way, I put that in quotation marks. He's not delaying because of him. He's delaying because of her. Okay. Now, once I recognize that, now getting the next call is easy because he wants to do this. Now, I knew that from previous conversations I had with him as well. All right. He wants to do this. His wife, not so much. So he's like, yeah, call me. Now, if I was talking to the wife, getting that next follow-up call, I still would have done it, but it would have been like a different sort of setup. You guys follow me on that? All right. I want to test something here real quick before I make my next call. All right, I just wanted to make sure my correct microphone. All right, and it is working. All right. So let's go ahead and make the next call. Great feedback. Great comments. Thank you very much. My next call that's scheduled is for Peter, and that's at 12:30. So if you can get me prepped for that, Arno. Okay, that's Peter there. Should I give Peter a call now or should I wait?
It's up to you. He said he has a meeting that may run up to 12:30.
All right, I'll wait. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna go and remind me around 12:30 or so. to give him a call if I'm sure I'll remember. But okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go through some of my past leads. The other thing to notate, let me share with you my screen so you guys can sort of see. I am way behind on my work right now. Okay, so you can see here that I've got, and I'm way behind because I did a TED Talk last week in Italy. And so I was off for a week, and that caused me some challenges. So you can see like I'm like a week behind, right? Well, not too bad. There's January 20th. I'm not bad. I'm not bad actually. Not as bad as I thought. All right, so let me go ahead. I'm opening up. These are my calls, and I'll show you from today's calls. And a lot of these past things are sort of, I don't need to call them right now. All right, so you can see here January 20th. These are my calls to make here. There's 20 per page. And it looks like there's about maybe, if it populates, oh, it looks like there's only around maybe 12 or so tasks for me to do today. And then the rest are like makeup tasks, okay? So that's not so bad, actually. What I wanted to demonstrate to you is who here wants to know, you guys want to write this down? The secret to how I've had no broke months since 2008? Like not a single month with a zero. Of all the things that I've done, that's the thing I'm most proud of. Zero months since 2008. What do you think that I've done to make that happen?
Lead generation.
1 to 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. I'm either lead generating or I'm lead converting. Okay. Or at the very least, I'm in the box of my 5 things that are my job description. Write this down. This is called your CPI time. Number 1 is to lead generate. Number 2 is to convert leads to meet with you. I'll say this twice. Number 3 is to go on appointments to get hired and show homes. Number 4 is to negotiate. And number 5 is to practice your scripts and role play. For those of you in Minnesota that were in that class previously, the scripts and role play is necessary because you need to be able to pay attention to them, be in rapport with them, connect with them energetically, actively listen. You can only do that if you know what to say. Okay, so I'll give you those 5 things again. This is your job description. Number 1, lead generate. Number 2, convert leads to meet with you. Lead generate, convert leads to meet with you. Number 3, go on appointments to get hired and show homes. Number 4, negotiate. Number 5, practice your scripts and role play. In that order. In that order. If you got no leads, you got only one job. Go find leads. That's it. If you have leads and you're converting them, then you want to continue lead generating and converting. Why do you want to just not convert? Because it's a 90-day cycle. I still want to eat in April and May. So I have to plan for my April and May while I'm also converting for my February and March. Does that make sense to everybody? So it's in that order. That's your job description. How have I had no broke months for 18 years? I've done my job 1 to 3 hours a day without fail. Without fail. Even today when I'm doing 3 hours of presentation, I'm still doing my job because I made it so that one of those 3 hours I get to do my job. All right, next one is called Fanny. This is a slow mover. I met with her on, it looks like she's a buyer and it looks like she doesn't have good credit. So this is going to be a long-term prospect. She came in December 16th, about a month and a week. So 5 weeks ago she came in, and her name is Fanny, and she did talk to the lender, but she's not ready. She's not qualified. So why would I call her? Because it could be future business or a referral or something. Who knows? She came in from Clever, which is a referral source that I pay a referral fee on the back end. Talked to her twice or 3 times, gave her to the lender, and that's that. It doesn't surprise me if she doesn't answer.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Pay attention how I end this.
It's not available.
Pay attention how I end this message. Oh, never mind. Never mind. All right. Fanny. There's been some new news in the real estate place that I wanted to share with you. Is there a good time for a quick phone conversation? I think we can set you up so that you can get this done to buy a home. Okay. So notice how I did that, message, and I'm using ChatGPT to rewrite. And all right, and so now I'm using ChatGPT. So now it says, Fanny, there's been some new news in real estate that I wanted to share with you. It's a good time for a quick phone call. I think there may be a way to set you up so you can move forward to buy a home. All right. So now think about that message and think about the scenario and the situation, right? So I'm sending that to her right now. Fanny, Fanny, Fanny. There you are. Boom. Now, my job is to, in this text, is one thing and one thing only. What's my job in this text? One job. What is it?
Get the next appointment.
Get them on the phone. Next appointment. All right. I want you to, good job, John. I want you guys to be aware of that, right? Because when you're making your calls, if you don't have a clarity on what's the next step, what happens is sometimes you overstep, right? You go way too far, right? Meaning, hey, you ready to buy a home? Right? Like that's not the right thing for Fanny, though I don't think she's a good buyer anyways, but it's not the right thing for her because she's not ready, right? It's like going on a first date and asking her to marry you or him to marry you, right? Like it's a little bit premature. You got to develop the relationship. You heard me with the with Jim earlier. That's the relational thing, right? Remember, for those of you in Minnesota that were on that presentation, where I was like, I get hired 85% of the time. Jim's an example of that. You're seeing teach to sell. By the time I get there 6 months from now, it's a no-brainer. But I got to do the work, and that's what you're observing right now. I got 5 minutes before I got to make my next call, so I'm going to go ahead and put in for Fanny that I'm going to follow up with her probably next week. It's really, again, it's not a great prospect, but I would like to have one conversation with her before I put her into a long-term plan. If I don't get her next week, then she'll be displaced in a long-term plan. So I'm going to give her a call next Tuesday, and we're rocking and rolling. By the way, for those of you that are going to be a part of the Teach to Sell implementation program, that starts in 35 minutes. And that's where we go through the book Teach to Sell. I give you the PDF to that, and it's 5 weeks of implementation. If you're, it is paid. It's $29 for the 5 weeks of training. Okay, so if you want to join that training, it's not too late to sign up. Leslie, if you're here, maybe put in a link there for somebody. If and if you want to just join us as a guest, hang out. It's fine. But you can have one freebie and then you got to sign up. It's only $29 for 5 weeks of training. So it's like a no-brainer. All right. And that starts in 34 minutes. All right. So the next one is going to be I'm looking for my next call to make. All right. Rosalind Proctor. She came in from, it looks like a credit monitoring lead, which means that we monitor when people put in for a loan. And it looks like she originally came into my database in 2022, and that we've been sort of on a long-term plan since 2022. I don't know where she originally came in, but I know that at some point she applied for a loan, and that's when it triggered me to give her a call. And then it looks like they were doing a new home build. I didn't have anything to do with that, but I think they have a property to sell. And it looks like that new home should have closed about 3 days ago. So that's who this is, and we're going to make that call. All right. Rosalind is her name.
Hello. You have reached the telephone number for Rosalind Proctor.
Rosalind.
If you please leave your name, telephone number, and a brief message, I will be sure to return your call as soon as possible. Thank you.
Rosalind, it's Dan Rochon calling. I am local real estate agent calling you about your property here on Hidden Oak Lane. I know that you were buying a new home, and I think you may have closed on that recently. And I promised I'd give you a call. Give me a call or send me a text, please. I've got some ideas I wanted to shoot by you. 703 346-2776. That's 703-346-2776. And look forward to connecting with you and helping you. Hope you're having a great day. God bless you. All right, any questions about that message? Observations about the message? All right. One of the things that I also did was, I'll show you this. Though I didn't catch it quick enough, but one of my staff did a great job of prepping me, but I just did a poor job of seeing it, where I want to know who I'm talking to. So here's her LinkedIn profile. It only has one connection, so that doesn't tell me much of anything, right? But it does tell me, oh, guess what? We went to the same school. She graduated a little bit before me, though. So there's a connection right there. So if I had her on the phone, boom, that's a solid connection. That's unusual, right? That's a small school. So, so knowing who you're calling is helpful as well. So either, I don't necessarily say do that work on your own because it's not in the 5 things that make you money. But as you build a business and you get some support around you, get people to help you with that. And now I know how to be able to approach them in a way that is gonna be better. Okay. Ron Edwards, we can give him a call. And thank you, Arno, for putting those in there. And so I'm going to give the ones that Arno's putting in there. Let me take a break on that real quick. Let me call Peter. Peter's the one I was supposed to call at 12:30. It's 12:29. This is a clever lead. He came in. When did he come in, Arno?
Sorry, I don't know. A few days ago, last week.
Yeah, he's come in within the last 2 days or so. This would be my first conversation with him. He did talk to Jacob and came in from Clever. He's got a property to sell.
And Don,
Good afternoon. How are you? Pretty good. It's I don't know if you call me Don or Dan. It's Dan.
so sorry.
That's okay. A lot of times I get Ron. A lot of times, because of the Rochon, people, I don't know, it's like a thing that people do with their brains.
And people trying to call you Paul or Steve. So, just things we learned.
I hear you.
Sure. Thanks for pulling it together here and everything. And yeah, I just wanted to see what you can tell me about the property my wife and I put on the market here in Delray. You worked in the Delray area much yourself, or?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, any community that the vice president lived in is a good community to me. So, yeah. And the I don't know. She's actually a real estate agent. I don't know that is that fairy godmother thing still there? The yogurt. Yeah.
You know what? I haven't been up on Mount Vernon to have a look. I take it you're talking about like geez, what was the place? There was something. St. Elmo's Fire was a joint that was up there. That I think that may still be up there, but
Yeah.
we don't live around here anymore. So we just
Okay.
still own the house. We've been renting this place for a good while now. So
All right. Well, tell me about the property if you could.
yeah, you want me to tell you about it?
Well, I do know, I do have some information on it, right? But then, there's things that I can't see, easily.
I just want to make sure I heard you
Yeah.
properly on it.
Sure. You go by Peter, right?
Yeah, Pete or Peter.
Pete.
Really doesn't
Okay.
matter.
All right.
Okay. Either's fine. So, yeah, Dan, so this is a 1928 Sears bungalow, and it's in pretty good shape, I'd say, all things considered, for something that's, coming up on 100 years old. It's a relatively small lot, like a lot of these lots are here in Delray. I don't know if you had a chance to just look at it, at least from maps or
Yeah,
or something like that.
I'm looking at it right now. Little bungalow,
Yeah.
yellow, white trim. Yeah. Yeah, looks good.
Chicks lot, which had been renting it for, my wife started off renting it back when we got married in '03, but before that, and I kind of took over, and it's certainly single women, but also couples, in particular people that have cats and dogs in particular, seem to really love this neighborhood in general, and this house is pretty accommodative. of all that. There's probably, I guess you could probably see there's a fenced in yard. The fence is relatively new. We did some renovation on the property back at the perfect time in U.S. history. Kicked off the construction project in January of 2020.
God bless you.
And yeah, it's something that should have taken like 4 months. Ended up wrapping up by the end of the year with all the remote, zoning hearings and variances and stuff like that. So it's a total pain, but we got it done. And so working from last to first. So what we did at that time was, this is if you're familiar with a lot of these bungalows, or the floor plan for many of them is pretty much the same. You walk in, there's a living area, a dining, it's like half living and half dining area, kind of split, and the kitchen's in the back. And then off to one side or the other, there's typically 2 bedrooms with a bath in the middle. So this, the front bedroom, I'm looking at the street, front right-hand side, that bedroom is still intact there. The downstairs full bath is there, and that was actually refreshed about 10 years ago, so that's looking pretty good. The rear bedroom in the corner of the house got blown out before my wife bought the home back in 95 or 96 when she bought this place, and they converted at some point. Somebody put in a staircase up to the attic and opened up the attic, and it was, for the longest time, it was a loft style bedroom up there. But you can imagine it's a gable roof, the way that, as you can see there. So from side to side, there's windows on either side. You come up on the right side of the home and the attic, and you have knee walls and the arch roof that just goes clear across the downstairs floor plan and the attic space on the other end. So it's a comfortable size, lower ceiling. I mean, I'm 6'2". I can stand up in there with room to spare, the way it was originally. But back in 2020, after the last tenants moved out, I wanted to actually do a renovation and add a second full bath to the home. So we did a bump out. There hadn't been a bump out up there that's on the back side of the gable roof. And added a spacious enough bathrooms, probably, I'm going to say at least 10 by 6 or maybe 8 or something like that, maybe even 12 by 8, whatever it is. But, we got a full bath and new toilet and sink, and it's still looking pretty good with ventilation and all that. On the other side of that area, that we created more space upstairs. So there's actually, that dormer shed that's covering the bathrooms, also covering an adjacent nice full-size closet, a dressing area that's good for just, doing that, or you put a desk up there, you can whatever you want. It's actually another 60 feet of square footage on the floor just outside the closet. I think we generally added about at least 100 to 200 square feet to what was originally that dormer style, that attic loft type of bedroom up there. So pretty comfortable space. And we finally wrapped up that renovation. The new tenants moved in, and they were here for just about 5 years. They moved in February, actually late January, early February of 21, and I just walked them out this past Sunday. So the house is empty, and it's stayed in pretty good shape all along. Or at the time of that renovation, of course, the upstairs was totally renovated. So we repainted up there. Actually did to code, and my contractor did get an engineered beam that is a ridge beam to buttress or support the renovation. He had told me that there's a lot of, I guess maybe for business you see this, a lot of people will do these renovations and like Cape Cods or maybe these bungalows, and you can kind of see the ridge kind of sags in the middle on some of these homes because you're removing rafters, where you're kicking out. So there's nicely installed engineered beam up there that gives plenty of integrity to the construction renovation. We, as I said, repainted up there, repainted downstairs, so the living area and the dining area, and actually the hallway, and really the whole downstairs except for the kitchen was repainted, and that paint is looking still pretty fresh and good. There's maybe a place or two if I wanted to really kind of finish the place off right, I need to repair some cracks in the paint that's in the wall. But generally speaking, it looks good. I think most people would agree. We've got hardwood floors downstairs that were refinished probably 15 years ago, maybe 20 or something. They still look good. I am gonna get a contractor that I've used before who does floors to come over and have a look to see what he could do to redo the downstairs. So that dining alcove and the living room are still the original. I guess it's pine floors. The Berber wall-to-wall carpet that's going into that front bedroom hallway, and then carpet that pretty much matches it that goes into the rear bedroom, which by the way has a door like it would have had for the original bedroom. So now it's actually there's a lock door there to create that space from that point on forward and up the stairs into the attic area. We've got that Berber carpet goes in that area, the landing area up the stairs, and then for maybe half of the upstairs loft, there had been hardwood flooring in half of that area upstairs, and that hardwood flooring is still exposed. It's maybe in a little rougher shape than what's downstairs, so I'm considering having that refinished, at least that refinished upstairs. It's like maybe a 12 by 12 area up there, and or something close to that, and then maybe about that's probably about 2/3 or half of it's probably half of the floor plan area of the hardwoods downstairs. Okay. So and then that area upstairs looks just fine. The basement is unfinished, and vacuuming out cobwebs and getting the grittiness.
How tall? Sorry to interrupt you, but how tall is the ceiling? I know the ceilings in those are sometimes pretty low. How tall is the ceiling in there?
It's in a good run, it's maybe 6'1" or 6'2". Like I say, I kind of tend to keep my head ducked as I'm walking around down there, but there's areas where I can stand up straight and not rack my brain on the floor joists up there. But as far as somebody that would want to refinish it, I've seen plenty of places that would refinish with a low ceiling. It's I guess it's like a neat code or something, but you can make it a more livable space. Certainly, there's a vent that's down there that we've got blocked off just for the efficiency's sake. But the furnace is like a gas furnace, gas water heater. Water heater, I replaced that like last year, so that's pretty much brand spanking new. The furnace, I think it was double whammy. I replaced that like a year and a half or 2 years ago. So that setup is all fresh and looking good. Washer dryer still hanging in there just fine. And what else? There's windows. So I was working from last to first. So the main renovation I'm telling you about happened in 2020. And that's something I told you about. The prior renovation that we had done was to refresh the kitchen. That was probably around 20, I'm going to say 2016. It might have been 10 years ago. It might have been 2018. I can't quite recall. I think it was probably more like 2016. But, nothing terribly fancy, but we've got some nice porcelain tile that's still looking good here. Gas range, refrigerator, rental style stuff. Formica countertops, builder grade, Home Depot. I say unfinished. I mean, it's a naked kind of knotty pine, but there's a varnish on it. And actually nice. It's a nice. It's not really a galley kitchen, but it's galley-ish. I mean, you got one wall that's got a nice long countertop on it with a sink, and then what used to be kind of a problematic space to the left. We've got cabinets there, more countertops. So there's plenty of cabinet space. The glass sliding doors go out to rear deck. Rear deck was rebuilt from the ground up in 16, along with the kitchen renovation. That front porch you see there, that was also refreshed in 2016. There's Trex lumber on there. It's a little grimy out there. I'm thinking of actually going out and just giving it a wash with the hose and some water at some point here.
Are you in the area, or you mentioned you're at
Here right now.
Okay. But you live someplace else, right?
Now we live in Florida.
Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing on the tax record it says Cocoa Beach. Is that right? All right. Yeah, I was looking at the tax record as you were talking. So, I was trying to reconcile everything. So, total bedrooms and baths, because I was paying attention, but then the tax record says two full baths and two full bedrooms. And that's correct?
Yeah, that is the original front
Yeah.
and downstairs bedroom still there.
Yeah.
Full bath, and then that is a full-fledged full bath upstairs.
Okay.
That.
Okay. What do you think it's worth?
I look at Redfin, Zillow, and all that stuff, and they're talking high sevens or maybe low eights. I mean, I've been watching it over the years, but I mean, you tell me if you would, please. Or I don't really know how to do all the comps and all that stuff, but
Yeah.
you know.
I think so you are in the right ballpark for sure. Something that you should recognize, and I wouldn't mind setting up a time to meet. I can go through these face to face with you. The market right now is sort of balancing itself out after about a year of increased supply. So the most recent numbers that I have for Delray are December numbers. And there's 75% more active listings on the market today than there was 1 year ago. Now, that's only one sort of metric, right? Because what you have to understand is that there's also an increase of buyers as well. But where that shows up is, so that's like a leading factor. Where that shows up is in a lagging factor is how many days on the market our average. And it went from an average of a year ago from 25 to an average of today, 41 days. All right. And then on top of that, you'd have the expectation of around another 30 days for the buyers to do their due diligence, for them to do their home inspection. And a lot of times with the home inspection, you're going to get, that's where things get a little bit emotional. We could talk more about that when we meet. But then, it takes them around 30 days or so. So if you were to, say listed today, you're looking at February, mid-March or so, all said and done, behind you. What would cause you to want to sell this rather than rent it? Out of curiosity.
1,000 miles from here.
Yeah, you don't want manager.
Retired, kind of wrap. We gotta start, moving into the next and final phase of life. We gotta cash out here and just keep going. And I've been managing this rental for basically 20 years now, and I don't mind dealing with people and everything, but it's kind of a pain to arrange my travel, and hope for coinciding interest in renting the place. I've done it over the years, and and have managed to get the people that I've managed to rent to have been pretty solid. I tend to kind of my natural personality and disposition, Dan, is one where people are going to sense that I'm going to be a problematic landlord. They bail, but I'm pretty straight dealer with folks. I'm like the best landlord you'd actually ever have, quite honestly, if you were renting. All right, I take care of stuff and all that, but honestly, yeah, there's always a risk when as you can imagine or know, when you're dealing with people. Just because people seem to be cool and upfront doesn't mean they're not gonna, cause some kind of mayhem in your life. I haven't had that happen in the 20 years that I've been selecting folks, but the risk is ever present, and it's primarily we want to simplify, just kind of get done with the area. We don't live here anymore, and it's time to just kind of wrap.
Are you interviewing other agents at this point? How would you know when you?
Sorry.
No, you go ahead, please.
No, I'm gonna I've already interviewed a couple, and I'm not gonna make this exhausting for myself. I want to get this place on the market. Do what needs to be done to get the right price. I don't think don't intend to be unrealistic about what kind of price to be had, but I'm listening to what folks are telling me they think the market can bear here, what they sort of expect or don't expect about the spring selling season, to the extent that's a factor at this point anymore, and other macro factors like you're talking about.
When how will you know when you have the right fit as an agent? Like, as your agent, what would you expect from me?
Would you be the primary contact for me? Would you be handling the showings and all that sort of thing?
Yeah, so well, yes to both, right? I've been doing this since 2007, and I know Alexander very, very well. I used to own not in Alexander proper, but Alexander Fairfax County. I owned the Keller Williams Realty franchise there for 10 years and had a couple hundred agents. So I have a lot of experience here locally. You would be working with me directly, and I do have staff behind me that are doing, the administrative tasks, et cetera. And then also, I want to make sure that there's not a single point of failure of, like, if, you were my client right now, I can't answer the phone because I'm talking to you, right? If you were somebody else. But I want to make certain that there's somebody there available. And so we got 7 days a week. We've got somebody, and you'll be hearing from me or from somebody in my team 5 of those 7 days proactively. We take communication very seriously, and really, my job is to be able to help you to have peace with this, and to have a more certain outcome, and not to be concerned about the outcome. But yeah, you'd be working with me directly with my team. No, go ahead.
Would you one who would be doing like the open house or any kind of spontaneous showings, or might that be one of your team members?
It could be either me or them. And what I can tell you is the agents that I work with are, like, I only work with professionals, right? I've been spending 20 years building an organization to be able to serve my clients. And, reputation in this business is pretty much all you got, right? So whether it's me directly or somebody that I've trained directly, what I can reassure you is that I'm involved with every single aspect of it. And, physically, I can't be at more than one open house at a time. But I do them regularly, and we'd be doing open houses regularly. And then for, buyers that want to see it, I just put one together about last week. We went to closing, and I brought the buyer in. That was that was off of Duke Street, not too far from you. And I was able to bring in the buyer, was able to make it all work. So you'll be getting all of me, but not just all of me. You'll be getting all of a very disciplined, well-trained organization to be able to help you with me as the front man.
As far as like negotiation and all that stuff goes,
That's all me.
you and that's all you.
No, that's
and your team.
no, only me. Yeah, and so if you, if you think about it, like the highest priority things that take the most skill, that's me. Right. Negotiation. And that's something that's one of the reasons why so many people choose me is because I'm trained in communication and psychology. I train others in this. Neurolinguistic programming, how to close the influence gap, how to be able to get people to say yes. And I am very deliberate in the way that I do it with using timing. Like in a negotiation, that's the only time I slow things down. I don't need to answer you in 1 hour. Right. Let the anticipation build, and being very smart about the way we negotiate. That's something that I would go to town for you on that one.
Okay. Okay. I gotcha. What about like, the staging stuff? Do you see that there's any, one of the things I'm wondering about is, and like I say, if you come on over and have a look, I think you'll see we're not in too bad shape over here and everything, but, their houses like this tend to benefit from actual real staging or maybe virtual staging, that kind of thing. Or and are there any extra charges, fees, extra money that we're going to pay beyond the 1.5 or clever?
Yeah. So the expectation, so it's a lot of things there. So first of all, for the staging piece there, right? I'd have to take a look at. Do you have any furniture in there at all right now?
No.
Okay, that's all right. So we can do a light staging, and then we can do a virtual staging to offset that as well, right? And then we would be working with you and your wife, or just you, whoever the point person is, to be able to put all that together, get your approval, that type of thing. And I would recommend to do a light staging. If we did that, it would be included with our services. If we were to do a more official staging, which I don't think is necessary, that would cost you a little bit of an investment. But I don't necessarily think it's important. On top of the commissions that I would earn for representing you and your wife would be the commissions that we would end up most likely paying to a buyer's agent. Now, 9 out of 10 times the seller does pay the buyer's agent. You may have heard there's been some recent changes in this past year. And the recent changes are very greatly misunderstood by the marketplace. What the recent changes mean are the way that we can advertise the compensation, which means I can't advertise the compensation that's being offered to a buyer's agent. We certainly can give it to a buyer's agent and it's expected. And so sellers sometimes get into this place of, oh, I don't have to pay that anymore. Well, that's not quite true. 1 out of 10 times that may be true, but 9 out of 10 times you would expect about a 2.5% commission for them. And of course, that's always negotiated, and it's always, we'll take a look at the grand scheme of things to get you the most amount of money in your pocket. That's what my job is.
So, and as far as photography and all that stuff, and just the listing business, or at least doing that, is that included with your 1.5%?
The photography would be a $399 investment, and we use professional photographers, that type of thing. What I could propose to you, Peter, is that I can share with you some more information about our services. Is your wife here in town with you also? Okay. I got you. What we could do is I could take a look at the property. I can email you and text you some information about our services and why so many people choose me, and I can get that to you, and then it will answer a lot of your questions that you're asking right now, which I'm happy to answer, but we're not going to get to everything right now. So there's so much more that we're going to do for you. I can email and text that to you, deliver something to your doorstep. When's a good time that you and I can meet?
What's the place?
I would love to, yes.
I'm here. I'm leaving early morning on Friday, and I've got time available actually today. Points tomorrow and Thursday.
Okay. How about we call it Thursday afternoon at 1 o'clock? Would that work for you?
Just for a second, I do have something else there. So Thursday the 22nd. Yeah, 1 o'clock would be fine.
Okay, I'm going to send you in just a few minutes. I'm going to send you a calendar invitation to that. And if you accept that, then that will lock us in. And before we meet, I'll send you some information about how we'll help you as well.
Okay, so we'll I'll see you over here at 2403 Burke Avenue at 1.
Yes, sir. Look forward to helping you. Let me make protonmail.ch is the last.
That's correct.
Okay, I was just yeah, it's just unusual. I just wanted to make sure that we didn't get that wrong. So, all right, cool.
Well, now see you Thursday.
Look forward to it. Thanks, Pete.
Take
Bye-bye.
care.
Yep, you too. Okay, guys, 12:58. I got 2 minutes. Let me share with you what I'm doing here real quick. So share. All right. So Pete and Dan, we look forward to helping you face to face. While I was on the phone with them, I don't have time to dive into this, but I had opened up information about the property. I was doing that while he was talking. Get a really, really good sense of what I'm dealing with. There's RPR, there's Zillow, there's Get Smart Charts I already showed you, and then here are the notes that I was taking as we were going through here. You can see that they're pretty comprehensive notes. That guy talked and talked and talked. I got 30 seconds for an aha. What you guys got? Who's got an aha for me?
Right near the end of your talking and when to get together, mentioning choose me, when's a good time, all those things.
Yeah.
And then finally, you booked a time to see him.
Yeah. Yeah, which is the purpose, right? And I was able to do that. I cut the conversation a little bit short because of my time, because I only got 60 seconds before my next. So check this out. Pete and Dan, we look forward to helping you face to face. Boom. I've already sent this to them. Now check this out. Someone's calling me. For those of you here, 1 o'clock training, we'll go a few minutes or later. Hopefully that's okay. I got to finish this up. So hold on 1 second. I'm putting in my background here. You can see, hopefully you can see, I've got a, I don't know if you can see that or not, but I've got a sign up there. I just turned it on. Can you guys see that sign? I can't see if you can see it or not. Yeah, you can sort of see it there. The greetings DMV. And so then, so what I'm doing now is I'm going to do like this. That's in my background. Pete, hey, it's Dan. Rochon, just want to say hello so you can put a name in the face. Really good talking to you today. I look forward to helping you. You got a great property here in Delray, and we'll be able to get this sold. And I'll see you on Thursday. God bless you, and thanks for the opportunity. And we're going to take great care of you. Bye. All right, so now I'm going to text that to him. And I've already, you can see I've already put a calendar invitation, all right? And so now let's go like this, boom, text, and his phone number is over yonder. Hold on 1 second. Where are we at? Here, I think. Okay, hold on 1 second. Nobody look at that phone number. I shouldn't be sharing that publicly. Okay, so now next, and now I'm putting in here Pete. It was great talking to you today. Look forward to helping you, and I'll see you on Thursday at 1 p.m. Okay, and now I'm going to use whoops, shoot. Now I'm going to use my little assistant called ChatGPT. I'm going to cut that, and I have this program for persuasive languaging, and I'm going to say rewrite, and boom, and it's saying, Peter, it was great talking with you today. Looking forward to helping you. See you Thursday at 1 p.m. Okay. So that's gonna solicit a response as well. Boom, paste. So I just sent that video to him, right? Now I'll also show you one more thing. By the way, and I know I'm past time but give me 1 second. I'll finish this up, and I think, and this is useful, and I'll get some feedback from you guys. All right, so then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to send him a video, which is a way that we're going to help him. And all right, so I just sent that to him. And so that's how we strategically market your homes right there. So that's a 12 or 13-minute video that it will describe to him. And then lastly, and you can Google me or search me at, whoops. All right, that greeting. All right, boom. And now you can see like he's already gotten that email. He's gotten that text. He's gotten that, so there's already like 3 things here that he's gotten. And then he's already gotten the calendar invitation. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to send him some emails. Okay, check this out. I've already screwed something out. I send that for 2 o'clock rather than 1 o'clock. And no sweat. A little bit of a sweat. All right, that's okay. We'll make it work. I meant to say 2 o'clock. I guess I told him 2 p.m. So, all right. What are your comments, feedback on that? Anybody that wants to hang out for the book club, feel free to do so. It is a pay service, but you get a freebie. I'll give you a taste. Sort of like the drug dealers on the streets, right? I'll give you a taste, and then you can sign up from there. We're gonna get that started here in 30 seconds. Give me feedback before we move on.
Your spelling is a bit off. Oh God. Never mind.
Oh, on that? Oh yeah, that's fine. Tells them I'm a human. All right. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in an automation here. So you already see like there's already been even since we've talked, there's already been a ton of other stuff that's happened, right? So we're going to put them on a pre-listing plan, PLP. Whoops. All right, and now what I'm going to do is for those of you in Minnesota that were part of that, and we're talking about like the emails and that type of stuff. So now I've just texted him again. I just emailed him here. In this email, it gives him a bunch of reasons why he should hire me, and we go from there. There's the email I just sent him. Watch this video, our easy exit listing guarantee, communications guarantee, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That is all part of the package that we put together for those of you that do the fix with us. That's the done for you program. It's a 4-month program. The end. All right. I'm going to sit down here in just a few minutes. So anybody who has observations for that? And I'm going to go sit down back here and we're going to have a conversation for those of you in the teach yourself implementation. Hello, Mari. Thank you for joining us. Hello, Michelle. Hello, Awilda. And I think I got everybody that's new. If I didn't say hello to you, you are very important and want to say hello to you as well. Observations from that call before we start for the training? I know we're a few minutes late. Sorry for that. But I would like to hear 1 or 2 observations. What you got? What you got? What you got?
Notice that you interjected with some of your knowledge, like you said something about the basement ceilings being low and things like that. So building credibility.
Yeah, and I started with like do you know Del Rey? And that's where JD Vance has sold his property, right? And so like who knows if he's Republican or Democrat, that doesn't really matter, but just the knowledge that I know that the vice president just sold a house that's like a block from him, that also gives me credibility. Also I threw another one out there, but he didn't go in the direction that I thought he would. There's a very, very famous yogurt place there that I mentioned, and he thought I was talking about something else, and I just let it slide past. So that was like I got more familiarity with his neighborhood than he does, which is interesting, right? So it's just like connecting those dots for him. You may or may not have that knowledge, but you do have Google, and you do have ChatGPT, so you can figure stuff out. Let me hear one more aha, and then we'll get to the training.
Yeah, you definitely, for more than 80-20, you were probably about 98 too.
Oh, it's a talking versus listening.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and then when I did talk, you notice it was either to demonstrate credibility of knowledge of the marketplace or credibility of knowledge of the industry, or questions. That's pretty much all I said to him. There was a little bit of connection, you know, about Peter, that type of stuff with our names, a little bit of connection up front, but outside that, it was a very, very intentional what I was sharing with him. All right. Welcome everybody to Teach a Sell, which is the 5-week program that you guys are all a part of. And I'm grateful that you're here. And I want to start, we'll go from now, we'll go